Katahdin is calling from Georgia to Maine, more than 2,000 miles. My feet keep me sane with the good days and bad, the joyful and the sad. Adventure awaits without a care or blame.
Hey everybody, it's Gecko here, back with the last minute update before I leave. This will be the last video I do before my day 0 travel day, which is the day after tomorrow. Whew. It's kind of scary to say that. As the day gets closer, the more nervous I get. You know, because it's a whole lifestyle change from what I'm doing right now, sitting in an apartment every day, going from being indoors all the time to being outdoors all the time. I'm sure everybody feels that though. Hold on. All right. Thought I'd also try doing this video when it was kind of windy out here. So you saw when I first started recording, my goatee was like off to the side. I guess that's going to be the barometer for how windy it is on trail when I'm filming. Anyway, yeah, I got my pack sorted out. I went through my food again and kind of downsized what I'm taking with me because my pack was super heavy with all that food. So I went through and I took out all the stuff I didn't necessarily need for 4 days. So I have 4 days of food. I don't have any water in my smart water bottles yet. I'm not going to fill those up until I get there. So I got my stuff laid out for what I'm wearing on my travel day, which is my hiking clothes. I decided not to take my bearskin hoodie because it's bulky and it's not heavy, but you know, cutting every little bit of weight helps. And going from a 65 liter down to a 50 liter backpack, you know, I need to conserve room because I still got to put my accordion mat on that backpack somewhere, and I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to have to try to like maybe squeeze it under the brain on top of the pack. Hopefully I can make it fit. I mean, worst case scenario, I don't know, I really need the accordion mat. If I was to ditch anything in my sleeping system, it would be the inflatable mattress pad. But I really don't want to do that either. I kind of want to have both of them. Alright. So I was looking, sorry. Let me go ahead and turn you around. Alright, so I was looking at the weather for the next week on my my weather app. I have Amicalola, Dawsonville, Georgia put in there so I can see what the temperature is going to be in that area. Maybe not up on the mountain, but at least it'll give me a general idea of what it's going to be like. And the lows next week are going to be in the 40s and 50s, so those days that were in the 30s aren't there anymore. So that's good. I did get a little bit of news One of the trail angels I follow, oddly enough, his name is Billy Mitchell as well. That's my name. It's going to be at Amicalola Falls this weekend. So I might get to run into him while I'm there. That would be awesome. I've kind of been, commenting on his videos and stuff, and he's kind of been made aware of, our name thing, So if I introduce myself, he'll remember me from the comments, I'm sure. So that will be cool. Also, I got some comment interaction on that forum that I'm a part of, Trailbound Collective. That guy Ian Alito, he is going to be at Trail Days, so I will see him there. And he said he was going to be somewhere else on the trail at a certain date. Probably won't make it there by the time he's there, because I think it's in Pennsylvania, like a month and a half after I leave. So I don't know if I'll make it that far in that amount of time, but if I do, I'll hook up with him and hang out. Because he seems like a really cool guy to hang out with. And I definitely, once I get up to New Jersey, I'll definitely go to the Mohican Outdoor Center. It's only 0.5 off trail, so hopefully he'll be there when I get around that area. Maybe I can camp there, or I don't know if they have a hostel there I could stay at, but we'll figure something out. Other than that, I'm super looking forward to getting my butt on the Appalachian Trail, all official like. So I'm flying out Saturday, day after tomorrow. My flight leaves at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll get there in Atlanta around 11 o'clock. I'll get on the MARTA train red line and go up to Sandy Springs Station, meet my shuttle at the REI, and hopefully get to Amicalola Falls Visitor Center about 3:30. And hopefully they will let me go ahead and get my hang tag a day early, because my reservation is for March 1st, and I'm sure they'll let me do it. If not, I can come back in the morning and get it. Because I really don't have to want to re-register, So worst comes to worst, I'll find a place to camp or some place to stay the night of the 28th, and then go in the morning on the 1st, get my hang tag, take the Leave No Trace class, and then do the approach trail, and then probably stay at Springer Mountain Shelter if that's the case. If I can't find anywhere to stay the 28th around the visitor center and they let me get my hang tag, I'm gonna have to go ahead and hike up to Black Gap Shelter, which is on the approach trail before you get to the top of Springer Mountain, and stay there that night, and then wake up that next morning and go to the southern terminus, and then I guess do a full day of hiking on the trail. But regardless, I want my first day on the trail to be March 1st, even if it's that first mile. So that's pretty much the update. And it is windy. I'm walking right into it. So if it's loud, we'll find out, and I'll have to adjust my video techniques on trail to kind of compensate for that. It's a good test of wind noise in my camera. Pretty sunset. So if I don't take my bearskin hoodie, my layer system will be my Polar Extreme base layer, top and bottom, my hiking clothes, which is my pants and my shirt, and then I have that Columbia pullover fleece quarter zip that doesn't have a hood. I'll have my buff, my ski hat, and I'll have my wool gloves and my ski gloves. So and my Columbia 650 fill puffy jacket with the hood. So I should be warm enough given those temperatures. Now, that's not to say a couple of weeks down the trail it won't get colder, but I should be fine. Worst comes to worst, I got an emergency foil blanket I can like stuff in my puffy jacket to keep me even warmer. At least keep my core warmer. Won't do anything for my arms and my legs, but it should be enough. And if it gets really bad, like if it's going to get down to 20s or whatever, hopefully I'll be in a place where I can jump off to a hostel or something. But we'll take it as it comes. I mean, on trail, that's pretty much all you can do, you know. It's kind of hard to plan in advance for weather, you know. You can only plan out for a week at the most, really, reliably. Trying to think of anything else. I have been talking to Stacy past couple of days, and I'm gonna try to keep my mileage low for the first couple of weeks, because I'm starting on the 1st. She's actually starting on the 8th, and that might give her enough time to catch up to me, because she's going to be doing 8 to 10 miles a day. So I don't know, if I do 8 to 10 miles a day, I'll just keep the same distance ahead of her, so she won't never be able to catch up. But, you know, maybe I'll take a couple of days off, you know, getting started, make sure my feet and my legs are getting good recovery just starting out, so I'm not overtaxing myself, and kind of building up my endurance on a good schedule for higher mileage days later. I mean, obviously I probably won't be able to hike with her on those low mileage days for a long time, because I do have a rather fast pace once I get going. Like, I did 10 miles at Purgatory Creek Natural Area in like 4 hours, you know. And granted, that wasn't a multi-day hike. I wasn't trying to reserve any like endurance or anything for a second day of hiking, so that's not really a good indication of my hiking pace. if I'm going to be hiking every day, but that's what I'm capable of in the short term, you know. And also, that's not without a backpack. So, and I wasn't using trekking poles, I just had my walking stick. But it's going to be a learning experience for sure. And I got all my friends. Ron from the Y has been texting me, and he's super excited for me to get out there on trail. He's confident that I'm going to love it, and he's wishing me well, and you know, telling me to be safe and just have a good time. Take it as it comes. Meet new people. I really miss Ron. Oh, Dr. Doolittle. He's going to be hiking the Tahoe Rim Trail this year. So I'm super excited for him. He's been looking forward to that hike for a while now. My other friend James is super excited for me. He wants me to call him before I leave, so I'll call him tomorrow night and chat with him. And of course, I'm going to keep everybody updated as I can through texts and everything when I have service. And also, they'll be able to follow my YouTube channel and follow the adventure that way. Oh, there's deer over there. There's one there, and one there. That's cool. There's more than just the two, but that's all I see. He's flagging his tail. Oh, there's more there. Oh, they were just snorting at me. Hopefully they don't decide to turn around and charge me. Alright. I'll leave them alone. Make sure they don't have any reason to come and charge me. No, they're running off the other way now. Anyway. Now, you don't have to be in the wilderness to see wildlife. I mean, look at all this stuff that's around me. But, you know, the river is right in the middle of that field, so that's their water source. Oh, I smell natural gas. That's not good. Or it could be butane from or whatever, like a forklift that runs off the compressed gases. But I don't know. It's rather strong for that, and there's no, you know, visible signs of anything like that. So I don't know. They do have construction going on over here for this new apartment complex. So hopefully it's not a gas main that's leaking. All right, well, that's pretty much the update. Nothing major going on. I was just, you know, filling y'all in on the little things that have been happening, and you know, my nervousness about starting the trail and the interactions I'm having with people I may or may not see on trail. And then I do have an app on my phone That's a journal that I can do voice to text, and it'll record it. So, as I meet people on trail, I won't forget their names. If I update the journal right after I talk to them. And so if I come back and I want to write a book about my journey later, I'll have more source material and better recollection of things that have happened on the trail, people I've met, and a really good timeline for what happened when. So that's going to be an invaluable resource that won't take up much memory at all. And I don't have to have a notebook with a paper or a pen, with a pen or a pencil. As long as I keep my phone charged, we'll be good. Everybody's getting off work. 7 o'clock. So that's another way that I'm going to record my adventures on the Appalachian Trail beyond my daily vlog. And also on the Far Out app, I'm going to put a pin everywhere I camp. So I'll always know the name of the place and what day I was there. And that'll help me as well with chronicling for a book if I decide to write one. And of course, I can always use the AI to help me, copy and paste my journal texts into the AI, fill in other comments about, what I'm feeling, revelations that I've had, stuff like that. And then I can say, okay, use this text and create a chapter for that day. And I'd probably separate the book into chapters based on days, like day 1, day 2, day 3, or week 1, week 2, week 3. And it'll help write the book a lot faster. And since the text I'm putting in there is my own words, and I have, a journal to back that up, it won't interfere with copywriting, even though I'm using AI. So that's good. And then I can go back and read what it wrote and make the editorial adjustments to finalize it after that. So that's one of my plans for when I'm done with the trail. And I'll probably do that for each trail that I do. Now, I have kind of decided that whether I finish the Appalachian Trail or not, I'm gonna go ahead and go through coolworks.com and try to find a full-time permanent position where I can have benefits and still get room and board. And I was having the pain in my lungs, and I kind of described it a little better to my to my ex, and she said, you know, that sounds like emphysema. I said, well, I do have that running in my family, so it's possible. And I haven't gone to a doctor at this point. Well, for one, I don't have insurance, and two, I don't want a negative diagnosis to ruin my through hike plans. I mean, obviously I'm fine enough to be up and around and walking, so it's not affecting me too bad. It's just a little uncomfortable at this point. And I know something's possibly wrong, but it's not hindering me in any way. It's not really affecting my breathing too much. So, you know, once I get that full-time permanent job and get insurance, I'll go ahead and go see a doctor, get the chest x-ray or whatever, and find out what's going on. But I'll take a year off and save my money, and whether I finish the Appalachian Trail or not, I want to do the Camino de Santiago, which means I'm going to have to get a passport. So once I finish the trail, I'll go ahead and apply for a passport. And then, not in 2027, but in 2028, I'll go do the Camino de Santiago. And if I do complete the Appalachian Trail and I want to attempt a Triple Crown after the Camino, I'll go ahead and do the Pacific Crest Trail and then the Continental Divide trails. So that's my hiking plans tentatively at this point. And then who knows after that. At some point, I'd like to either get an RV to pull behind my vehicle, or, you know, get an RV and a new vehicle. Probably not. If I maintain this Land Rover good enough, it'll last me a long time. And once it's paid off, I won't have that $377 monthly payment. I'll just have an insurance payment that's lower than what I currently have. Although I may keep the full coverage insurance instead of just liability. Just so I'm covered traveling, because, you know, at that point with an RV, I'd be traveling all over. And I could do some seasonal work to save money, you know, and just, you know, park my Land Rover and RV wherever I'm working. Or go to someplace like Yellowstone. They have it to where you can work having an RV and be parked in an RV lot cheaply. I think it's free, and all you have to do is pay for the electrical hookups. But I'm going to try to be off grid with my RV and have solar, have it be just solar powered. So then, you know, I won't have much expense there. I'll still be able to save most, if not all, of my paycheck into savings, like I did at the YMCA of the Rockies. So there's a lot of things going forward that I could do. Another option would be to find a little bit of land somewhere and either live in the RV or build a tiny house and live there, and maybe work remotely or something. I don't know. For that, I'd probably have to have satellite internet, especially if it's remote. And there's some other options I've been kind of looking at, but I'm not gonna voice those yet because they're so remote that it's, you know, probably not gonna be a real option. So I may do a video at a later date about that topic because it's a whole video in and of itself. So that's kind of what's going through my mind as far as my future plans at this point. So I guess I'll go ahead and wrap it up. It's getting dark. I want to really focus on where I'm walking. So y'all be safe. Y'all stay sane. And we will holler at you next time. Hopefully on the way to the trail. Bye.